So, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So, what we're going to do today, yesterday, the emphasis was Old Testament prophet. Today, the emphasis is New Testament prophet. And then tomorrow, we will do the prophetess, the women. Now, what have we seen by looking at this? These are job descriptions, they're not titles, but for $499, you too can go to prophetschool.com and learn to hear from God, or apostleschool.com. So, what do we know? Nowhere in scripture does it say Deacon Harry. Nowhere does it say that. Nowhere in scripture does it say Bishop Charlie. It's not anywhere. And I've mentioned before multiple times that people use these, what should be a job description, as a title to self-grandize themselves and give them more glory, in my opinion. There are many places in the scriptures where you can see a term for a prophet. So we know that that happened with apostle. It happened with prophet as well. Jeremiah, Isaiah, Jonah, John the Baptist, Joel, etc. So there are a lot of places in the scriptures where people are called prophets. Like I said, tomorrow we'll finish it up and we'll do the women, the prophetess. So the word for prophet comes from a couple of words in the scriptures. So G4397 is one of the terms for prophet in scripture. It says this: pertaining to a foreteller, prophetic, of prophecy of the prophets. And then it's also 4396, which is from a compound of two other words: a foreteller, prophet, by analogy; an inspired speaker, by extension, a poet, prophet. And then we have a whole bunch of places. There's 7 verses plus every verse in Revelation that refers to a prophet is actually for a false prophet. It has a different word. And I know that we've talked about this before, but what I wanted to do here was to see who's named. Do we have names for these particular people? But for the false prophet terminology, which is all of the book of Revelation, and then 7 other verses, it is from G5578. You've heard me say this before. It says a spurious prophet, i.e., pretended foreteller, or religious impostor, false prophet. And it is, of course, interesting that every time the word prophet is used in Revelation, it is from that G5578 false prophet. So, for example, of those verses, this is one. This is Acts 13, verse 6. Now, when they had gone through the island of Paphos, they found a certain sorcerer, a false prophet, a Jew whose name was Bar Jesus. So we see these examples of people who are called prophets in scripture with a name. And we see that with apostle. We see that with prophetess, the women as well, but we don't see that for any of the other ones in the scriptures. So what we're going to do tomorrow then is talk about the women, the prophetess, and then we'll wrap it all up. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.